family is complicated. This is not a surprising statement. Each family is complicated in their own way. That's why in fiction, depicting a big family is always fascinating. The dynamic between each member of the family makes it so that you can easily insert yourself into one of the members and compare it to your dynamic with your own family. And one of the most interesting families in the world of Hunter x Hunter are the Zoldycks. So, let's talk about them. This video is going to be segmented, not for every member of the family, no, rather by each focal point that flushes out everything you can know about this dysfunctional family. Part 1. Who are they? They are a family of assassins, known and feared around the world. One single picture of a Zoldyck is worth millions, billions of Jenny. They are led by Silva Zoldyck and Zeno, the grandfather, but technically Silva is the head of the Zoldycks. So whenever they're on a job and Zeno does the talking, Silva stays back out of respect. But technically, at the moment, Silva is the head of the family. And they are assassins you can count on. Give them a job and they will finish it. Extremely professional businessmen. It just happens that the business they are in is the killing business. Isolated in the Kukuru Mountain. They are not hiding in the Kukuru Mountain, in their estate in the Kukuru Mountain. No, they're known publicly, and all of the public knows that they live there. It's just really, really hard to get in. This gate weighs tons, and this smaller gate where you can just walk right into the estate, well, you might encounter a pet named Mike. Oh, have I mentioned that the Zoldycks have a lot of people attached to them? Each servant has their own dynamic that can add a lot to the story of the Zoldycks. But we're not gonna focus about them today. We're only gonna talk about the official members. The eldest, Maha Zoldyck, rarely mentioned in the story, also thought to be the same person as Zig Zoldyck, the guy who went on adventures with Netero at some point, but more information is needed here. Zeno Zoldyck, cold. The grandmother, we only see a silhouette, so we don't know anything. Kikyo Zoldyck, the mother. Illumi, the eldest brother. Maloki Zoldyck, what the internet thinks people who watch anime are like. Koloto Zoldyck, a really important character that we don't talk about enough. The beautiful Aluka Zoldyck, the one neglected by the family. And of course, the one with all the trauma, Killua. The family politics. By seeing this graph right here, we can see that Killua is the one that gets the most attention, and for a good reason. Even by his brothers that hate him so much, they admit that he is the one with the most potential in the family. He is the one that is going to lead this family one day. And here we can see the way this family actually works. It's actually not hard to notice what Togashi is really trying to say here. All you have to do is take out one word: assassin. Let's take a Middle Eastern family or an Asian family, because what I'm about to say is very common in these cultures. Now, in this family, the father is a doctor. The mother is also a doctor. What do you think the children will be? Well, a doctor. It's a no-brainer. It's actually very common in my culture that if the family has a specific profession, for example, an engineer, or they have a big family business, like I said, it is known for a fact that the children will have an immense pressure to follow their family footsteps. And whenever a child breaks this cycle, oh, the great shame that they will get from the family, the entire family, the relatives, all of them. The people who live in the same neighborhood will give them shame. It's a thing. Believe me. I've been through it. Got 2 engineer siblings, okay? I am the one who did not follow the footsteps. What I want to say is the Zoldycks and their family drama are not special. It's just a thing that families do. So, we got Zeno. He is the chill dude. Silva wants to keep the family going. Kyoko is one toxic mother. Kaloto loves their mother. Doesn't seem to have much of a relationship with the father, though. Whoa, wonder why. Melody seems to have the most freedom out of the Zoldycks and seems to be very talented at what he does. And that's the thing with the Zoldycks. They don't really care what you do as long as you take care of business. So Melody, whatever you're into, it's fine. Be into it, but when we need you to do assassin stuff, you need to do it to the fullest, okay? Illumi is Silva's right-hand man and one sick individual hungry for power and specifically wants to control everything. And Killua just wants to get the hell out of here. And once he got out of Illumi's control, he remembered that he had a sister and went back to get her. Everyone answers to Silva, and that's how the hierarchy of the Zoldycks work. Except if you want to rebel and get the f out of here. For 3 theories that you can't think. Everything that I want to talk about now is my own speculation, is my own interpretation, so please take that with a grain of salt. This is not confirmed. A lot of the stuff that I'm going to say is not confirmed stuff and canon to the story. No, it's just how I see it. Now, I think that the character Kaloto is very, very important. Why? Because they expose something in the family, which is not all kids are treated equal. How is that? Well, of course, Killua is the favorite, but no. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that there are some illegitimate children in the Zoldyck family. Yes, the word illegitimate here does not mean that they are not the biological kids of Silva and Kyoko. No, I mean that for some reason, the family does not consider them as an actual part of the family. For example, Aluka. Aluka should be like a part of the family, but they treat her like shit. And I believe that Kaloto is also one of these undesired children. But we're able to get closer to Kikyo, so they get a pass. And all of that is set up to mention that, yes, I do believe that Phaeton is a lost member of the Zoldyck's family. Because of course he is. He got the eyes, he got the characteristics, got very similar hair, got similar powers. Bro can manipulate his hand and slashes fools with it. And yeah, so let's explain more. Kikyo is originally from Meteor City. It's not that special of a thing. A lot of people are originally from Meteor City. But as we all know, Meteor City is the birthplace of Phaeton. And when you think about that, and also think about the line dropped by Kaloto and the Chimera Ant R, maybe what is meant here is that her half-brother is Phaeton. Maybe that's why he is not accepted in the family. He's her half-brother after all, or his half-brother. Silva is not the biological father of Phaeton, but nevertheless, he is related. He got the black hair, the trait inherited from the mother. So Kikyo is the mother of Phaeton, making Phaeton half-brother of all the Zoldycks that we talked about. And out of all the Zoldycks, Kaloto is the one trying to save him. Look at the way Kaloto says that line. It's so obvious. And why out of all the places that they can talk about this or remember this family photo, and directly beneath it is a photo of Phaeton. And once again, why would they join the troop? Same goes for Illumi, by the way. That's very weird. I love Phaeton as a character, but having him as the lost Zoldyck would seriously explain so much. It would explain why Killua said this the first time the troop was mentioned in front of him.
その時、俺たちに言ったんだよね。旅団には手を出すなって。
And why would Silva seriously say that? Like, is he really afraid of the troop? Or there is something more? Plus, if you think about it, a family over here, a family over here. I don't know, man. What do you think? I mean, to me, it's very obvious. Phaeton is a lost child of the Zoldycks. I mean, he's not technically a Zoldyck because he's from the mother side, but they are related. And by the way, I know that this theory gets a lot of hate online for some reason, but seriously, it is very, very plausible. And you know what's the funny thing is that the same people in this world that look at me and say, nah, man, nah, Phaeton is not a Zoldyck, man. They turn around and they say, oh, by the way, did you know that Gon has no mother and was created by the pregnancy stone in Greed Island? So Jing was pregnant and gave birth to Gon. Brother, are you serious right now? Do you want me to take you serious? So you do not believe that Phaeton is a lost child of the Zoldycks, but Jing getting pregnant? Yeah, that makes absolute sense. We are going to cover this one in a future video. Do not worry. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way, if you're interested in these type of fan theories. I already did a couple of videos about my favorite fan theories, and we're going to cover more in the future. So make sure you subscribe, turn on notification, and like the video. Do all this amazing stuff that help this channel keep going. Another thing that we have to address in order to explain a lot of loose threads in the Zoldyck story. Not just me, a lot of people find it very weird that Killua out of nowhere just remembered that he has a sister and the sister is locked in the basement of the Zoldyck's estate by the end of the show. And for me and for a lot of people, we see the most plausible thing that would explain this is that the needle that was planted in Killua's head by Illumi kept that memory of Alluka away. And that's why he did not mention it ever in the whole story of Hunter x Hunter till he took out the needle and it started to come back to him by the end of the Chimera Ant arc. I guess that makes sense. However, what does not make sense is one of the most controversial things regarding the Zoldycks. How did Killua did not know about the existence of Nen? Well, the leading theory for me, and the one that makes the most sense, is that Nen was kept a secret from Killua on purpose. It is explained by the why Silva told Killua not to go past the 200th floor in Heaven's Arena when he went there when he was young, because after the 200th floor, obviously, Nen becomes a requirement in order to enter there, so yeah, it makes sense. And maybe it has something to do with the way they wanted him to manifest a specific power or a specific Hatsu. I mean, yes, Killua went through a lot of torturous training, exposed to electricity, exposed to poison, everything that he went through by the torture of the family. Maybe they were planning on creating the perfect power for Killua to use, so they had to keep training him and exposing him to a lot of messed up stuff in order when it comes time for him to develop his Nen, he would use all of this stuff that would become like normal to him to manifest a very powerful Hatsu. Maybe that's why they kept Nen a secret from him. It does not have to do with age, because Kalato is younger than Killua and they learned Nen just fine. Actually, by the time Killua was able to like manifest a Hatsu, Kalato is already an experienced Nen user. Hell, they were a member of the Phantom Troop, one of the most elite Nen users in the world of Hunter x Hunter. So yes, it was kept a secret from him on purpose. But then how can you explain the Dragon Dive? Anyway, I don't know, man. Maybe like he saw it before when he was young, but he only saw like explosions, and that's why he connected it. Maybe I don't know, man. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't always have to make sense. That's just my theory about it. Part 4, the meaning. There are multiple families depicted in Hunter x Hunter. All of them are beyond messed up, to be honest. But the Zoldycks, they're just different. Maybe it's because they are the first family that we spent some time with. Maybe it's because they are the family of the most loved character in Hunter x Hunter. Or maybe it's because sometimes they can just be freaking awesome. So, to cover the main point of the family, we have to look at the beginning of when they were introduced. They got their own arc, the Zoldyck mini family arc. There is a lot of testing. With every step you take in this arc, you are being tested just to see if you are worthy of just being around this family. The family themselves, they're also testing each other in a lot of different ways. But by the end, only one person can have the final word. Silva Zoldyck, and he lets Killua go, saying in a villainous manner that he will be back, but nah, it doesn't really pan out to anything. And it all comes back to Killua Zoldyck, the one that has endless potential to one day lead the Zoldycks into a greater place than the one they are in right now. And here I think we get a lot of commentary about what it means to have greatness. And is it a responsibility on you to fulfill your potential, or it's more of a burden, or it's more of a choice if you want to seek out and reach the end or not? If you're an MMA fan, you obviously know the story of John Jones. If you don't know, John Jones is an MMA fighter. He's a he's a legend of the sport. Yet, a lot of people hate on him because of how he tarnished his legacy by the stuff he did outside of the octagon. And then, when it comes to a fighter like John Jones, you always ask this question. You always have this thing you think about, which is, dude has a lot of talent. Dude has a lot of potential, yet he keeps messing up on purpose. He has an obligation to be great at this thing. Togashi, with the character of Killua, is trying to say the opposite. Is that, no, you don't have an obligation to reach your full potential. As long as you do you, and you are happy at the rate you excel in, or you are happy just living your life, that's enough. You don't have to be great and walk in a certain path of life just because your family pressures you into doing that. And that's where it's all connected. That's where it becomes blurred. On one hand, it's family love, and on the other, it's family abuse, and they melt together. And that is a real thing that a lot of families go through. And yeah, those were the Zoldycks. Please let me know what you think of the video in the comments. Please leave a like on the video. That really helps out this channel. It's still considered a new channel, a new project. I'm loving what we're doing at the moment, and very soon we are going to take a deep dive into the main series of Hunter x Hunter. Stay tuned for something like that's gonna be coming out really soon. And yeah, we're gonna keep covering what is going on in the manga week by week. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.